In 2014, a shocking story exploded across South African headlines. It involved one of the most powerful men in the country, former President Jacob Zuma, and one of the women inside his famously complicated household, his wife Nompumelelo Ntuli-Zuma, widely known as MaNtuli. The allegations were dramatic enough to sound like something from a political thriller. According to reports circulating at the time, MaNtuli had been accused of plotting to poison the president. Even more sensational were claims that she had been involved in a secret relationship with one of Zuma's own bodyguards. Suddenly, the private tensions inside Zuma's polygamous household were no longer private. Police investigations began. Media outlets raced to uncover details. Rumors spread across the country, and South Africans watched in disbelief as the personal life of their president turned into a national scandal. But the story did not end the way many people expected. As the investigation unfolded, key accusations were quietly withdrawn. Some claims began to fall apart. Questions emerged about who had made the allegations and why they appeared in the media in the first place. So what really happened inside Jacob Zuma's marriage in 2014? And was MaNtuli truly at the center of a dangerous plot? Or was she caught in the middle of something far more complicated? This is the story of the poisoning allegations that rocked the Zuma household, and the truth behind one of the most explosive scandals of his presidency. Let's uncover the full story, only on Empire Elegance. To understand why the scandal shocked South Africa so deeply, it is important to understand the unusual structure of Jacob Zuma's personal life. Unlike most modern political leaders, Zuma practiced polygamy, a tradition recognized in parts of South African culture. During his presidency, he had several wives, each with her own residence and family structure. Among them was Nompumelelo Ntuli-Zuma. MaNtuli married Jacob Zuma in 2008. At the time, Zuma was already one of the most influential figures in South African politics. Their marriage was widely covered by the media, and she became one of the younger wives in the presidential household. For several years, her public role remained relatively quiet. She attended official events. She appeared beside the president during ceremonies. And like the other wives, she was part of a highly complex family system that included multiple households, many children, and intense public scrutiny. But beneath the surface, tensions were reportedly building. Living inside the presidential household was never simple. Rivalries between wives were frequently rumored. Political pressure surrounded Zuma constantly, and the intense attention from media outlets meant that even small personal disputes could quickly become public stories. Still, no one expected the explosive allegations that would suddenly appear in 2014. In early 2014, South African newspapers began reporting an astonishing claim. According to the reports, President Jacob Zuma believed that someone had tried to poison him. The story quickly escalated when media outlets suggested that one of the people under suspicion was his own wife, Nompumelelo Ntuli-Zuma. The allegations were dramatic. Reports claimed that Zuma had fallen mysteriously ill after consuming food or drink at his residence. Some stories suggested that poison might have been involved. Others implied that the illness had raised suspicions within the president's security team. Soon, another claim emerged that shocked the public even more. Several outlets reported rumors that MaNtuli had allegedly been involved in a romantic relationship with one of Zuma's bodyguards. The idea of a presidential wife having an affair with a security officer was already scandalous. But when combined with allegations of poisoning, the story became one of the most sensational political scandals South Africa had seen in years. The media frenzy exploded. Newspapers ran front-page headlines. Television commentators debated the claims. Social media filled with speculation about what might have been happening behind the walls of Zuma's residence. But at this stage, many details remained unclear. Were these allegations supported by evidence, or were they rumors that had grown out of control? Because the allegations involved the president of South Africa, authorities could not simply ignore the story. An investigation was reportedly opened to examine the claims surrounding Zuma's illness and the alleged poisoning attempt. Security officials and investigators began looking into the situation. At the same time, the story about the alleged affair with the bodyguard began circulating widely. The man mentioned in some reports was said to be part of the Presidential Protection Unit. However, official confirmation of these details was limited. In many ways, the media coverage moved faster than the verified facts. Some outlets treated the allegations as near certainties. Others warned that the story relied heavily on anonymous sources and speculation. Still, the damage to Zuma's household reputation was already done. The public perception was clear. Something deeply troubling appeared to be happening inside the president's family. And for a leader who was already facing political controversies, this personal scandal only intensified the pressure. Few political stories in South Africa had ever combined such dramatic elements: a powerful president, a polygamous household, an alleged affair, and a suspected poisoning plot. The combination made the story irresistible to the media. Every new rumor became a headline. Commentators speculated about the dynamics inside Zuma's marriages. Some journalists questioned whether rivalries between wives could have contributed to the situation. Others focused on the possibility that the allegations themselves might have been exaggerated. But one thing was undeniable: the scandal shook the public image of the presidential household. For years, Zuma's personal life had already been a topic of debate in South Africa. His multiple marriages, large family, and outspoken personality often made headlines. But this situation felt different. Now the headlines suggested something far darker: betrayal, conspiracy, and potential violence inside the president's own home. And as the story spread internationally, it began to affect Zuma's reputation beyond South Africa as well. Then, something unexpected happened. As the investigation progressed, the dramatic accusations began to weaken. Key claims were quietly withdrawn. Authorities indicated that the allegations of poisoning were not supported by sufficient evidence. Reports that had once sounded definitive now appeared far less certain. At the same time, questions began to emerge about how the story had reached the media in the first place. Who had leaked the allegations? Why had the claims appeared so quickly in newspapers before investigators had confirmed any facts? Some observers suggested that internal political rivalries could have played a role. Others believed that the story had simply grown out of rumors inside the presidential household. Whatever the explanation, the situation gradually shifted. Instead of focusing on a confirmed poisoning attempt, discussions began to revolve around the possibility that MaNtuli had been unfairly targeted by sensational reporting. The accusations that once seemed explosive now appeared far less clear. Even though the allegations were withdrawn, the damage to relationships inside the presidential household may have been lasting. Trust, once broken in public, can be difficult to rebuild. For MaNtuli, the experience meant intense media scrutiny and public humiliation. Her name had been linked to one of the most shocking allegations imaginable: a plot against her own husband. For Jacob Zuma, the scandal added yet another layer of controversy to a presidency already filled with political battles. And for the public, the incident reinforced the perception that Zuma's personal life was deeply entangled with his political career. The episode also highlighted the challenges of managing a large and complex family structure under the spotlight of national leadership. Few world leaders had personal lives as publicly scrutinized as Jacob Zuma's, and when private tensions became public scandals, the consequences were enormous. It is also important to understand that the poisoning scandal unfolded during a turbulent period in South African politics. Zuma's presidency faced intense criticism from opposition parties, civil society groups, and segments of the media. Several controversies were already dominating national discussions, including corruption allegations and disputes over government spending. In that environment, any personal scandal involving the president carried enormous political weight. Some analysts argued that the poisoning story reflected deeper divisions within Zuma's political and personal networks. Others believed it was simply a dramatic example of how quickly rumors can spiral out of control when they involve powerful public figures. But regardless of the interpretation, the incident demonstrated how fragile the boundary between private life and public leadership can become. More than a decade later, the exact truth behind the 2014 allegations remains somewhat unclear. What we do know is this: the claims of attempted poisoning were never proven, the accusations were eventually withdrawn, and no criminal case confirmed the dramatic story that had once dominated headlines. Yet the scandal itself became part of the larger narrative surrounding Jacob Zuma's presidency. It revealed how quickly rumors inside political households can become national news. It showed how sensational headlines can shape public perception even before facts are confirmed. And it demonstrated how personal relationships inside powerful families can become entangled with politics, media, and public curiosity. For many South Africans, the poisoning allegations were not just about one marriage. They were about power, reputation, and the extraordinary pressures that come with life at the very top of politics. The scandal involving Jacob Zuma and Nompumelelo Ntuli-Zuma remains one of the most unusual episodes in South African political history. What began as rumors of illness quickly evolved into accusations of betrayal and conspiracy. Media outlets amplified the story, public curiosity intensified, and the president's household became the center of a national drama. But in the end, the explosive claims that first captured attention were never proven. The allegations faded, the investigation closed, and yet the story continues to fascinate observers today because it offers a rare glimpse into the private tensions behind one of Africa's most controversial presidencies. Sometimes the biggest political scandals are not only about policy or power. Sometimes they begin inside the walls of a family home, and when those families belong to presidents, the entire world watches. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe to Empire Elegance and hit the notification bell for more powerful stories about the lives and legacies of the world's most influential figures. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in our next video.